The spark of resistance. The silence of deep space was shattered by the sudden appearance of a massive alien vessel. Its obsidian hull gleamed with an otherworldly iridescence, dwarfing the tiny human research station that hung motionless against the backdrop of a distant nebula. Dr. Elena Rodriguez gripped the edge of her console, her knuckles white with tension. The Zorn Collective's ship had appeared without warning, its quantum signature unlike anything in humanity's databases. Years of interstellar research had prepared her for first contact, but nothing could have readied her for this moment. Incoming transmission, her AI assistant, AI, announced with clinical precision. The holographic display flickered to life, revealing a creature that defied human comprehension. Towering nearly 3 meters tall, the Zorn representative was a biomechanical marvel, part organic, part machine, with crystalline appendages that shifted and realigned with each movement. Human research vessel, the translator buzzed, its tone devoid of emotion. You have violated collective territory. Prepare for immediate extraction and processing. Belena's mind raced. Their research station, positioned at the edge of explored space, had followed every international protocol. They were here to study quantum fluctuations, not to provoke an interstellar incident. This is an independent research mission, she responded, carefully choosing each word. We mean no intrusion into your territory. The Zorn's response was instantaneous and brutal. A pulse of energy erupted from the massive ship, cutting through the research station's shields like they were made of paper. Alarms blared. Emergency protocols activated. But Elena knew it was too late. In the station's lower decks, Dr. Marcus Chen was working on a revolutionary quantum communication device. His team had been developing technology that could potentially revolutionize faster-than-light communication. Now, they were fighting for survival. Evacuation sequence initiated. Aria's voice remained calm, a stark contrast to the chaos surrounding them. But evacuation was impossible. The Zorn's energy pulse had already crippled their primary and backup systems. What the Zorn didn't know was that this research station carried something far more valuable than scientific equipment. Hidden within its most secure vault was a prototype quantum encryption matrix, a piece of technology that could change the balance of power in the galaxy. As the station began to break apart, Elena made a decision that would alter humanity's trajectory forever. With her last moments of access, she uploaded the entire research database, including the quantum encryption matrix, to a quantum-entangled beacon. If they couldn't survive, at least their knowledge would. The explosion was silent in the vacuum of space. The research station, humanity's most advanced deep space research facility, became nothing more than expanding debris. The Zorn vessel hung motionless, seemingly satisfied with its swift elimination of a potential threat. But they had miscalculated. The quantum beacon Elena activated would become humanity's lifeline, a spark of resistance that would ignite a conflict unlike any the galaxy had ever seen. Back on Earth, in the depths of the United Global Research Command, alarms began to sound. The quantum-entangled beacon had transmitted its final message. First contact had occurred, and it was nothing like anyone had predicted. Humanity's response would be swift, and it would be absolute. Technological evolution. The quantum beacon's transmission sparked a revolution within humanity's scientific and military communities. What had once been scattered research efforts now converged into a singular, focused mission. Prepare for the Zorn Collective's potential return. Dr. Elena Rodriguez's final transmission became a rallying cry. The United Global Research Command transformed overnight, consolidating resources from every nation and scientific discipline. Underground research facilities emerged in remote locations, in the Atacama Desert, beneath the Siberian tundra, and deep within the Australian outback. Dr. Marcus Chen, the sole survivor of the destroyed research station, became the linchpin of humanity's technological renaissance. The quantum encryption matrix recovered from the station's backup systems contained fragments of alien communication protocols that would prove revolutionary. We're not just defending, Chen told the assembled Global Scientific Council. We're evolving. The breakthrough came from an unexpected intersection of quantum computing, neural network algorithms, and biomechanical engineering. Humanity began developing adaptive technologies that could learn and respond to threats in milliseconds. Quantum-entangled communication networks replaced traditional communication systems, creating an instantaneous, unhackable information grid. Technological evolution. The quantum beacon's transmission sparked a revolution within humanity's scientific and military communities. What had once been scattered research efforts now converged into a singular, focused mission: prepare for the Zorn Collective's potential return. Dr. Elena Rodriguez's final transmission became a rallying cry. The United Global Research Command transformed overnight, consolidating resources from every nation and scientific discipline. Underground research facilities emerged in remote locations, in the Atacama Desert, beneath the Siberian tundra, and deep within the Australian outback. Dr. Marcus Chen, the sole survivor of the destroyed research station, became the linchpin of humanity's technological renaissance. The quantum encryption matrix recovered from the station's backup systems contained fragments of alien communication protocols that would prove revolutionary. "We're not just defending," Chen told the assembled Global Scientific Council. "We're evolving." The breakthrough came from an unexpected intersection of quantum computing, neural network algorithms, and biomechanical engineering. Humanity began developing adaptive technologies that could learn and respond to threats in milliseconds. Quantum-entangled communication networks replaced traditional communication systems, creating an instantaneous, unhackable information grid. First Contact War. The first encounter came without warning. 5 years after the initial research station destruction, the Zorn Collective returned, but not as they had expected. Sentinel's quantum networks detected the incoming fleet 3 standard weeks before their arrival. Unlike previous human detection systems, this network was alive. A living, breathing intelligence that could predict and adapt faster than any traditional warning system. Admiral Catherine Jong stood on the bridge of the UGS Prometheus, humanity's first quantum-adaptive battle platform. The ship was unlike anything in previous military history. A living weapon that could reconfigure its own systems mid-battle, with crew members integrated directly into its neural network. Incoming Zorn fleet. Sentinel's voice resonated through the ship's neural interfaces, calculating optimal engagement strategies. Probability of conventional victory, 87.3%. The Zorn arrived in a massive formation, over 500 ships that seemed to blend organic technology with mechanical precision. Their previous encounter with humans had been a simple elimination. This time, they came prepared for total conquest. They were wrong. The first wave of Zorn ships approached expecting minimal resistance. Instead, they encountered a network of quantum-adaptive defense platforms that seemed to anticipate their every move. Weapon systems that shouldn't exist redirected particle beam weapons mid-trajectory. Shield technologies adapted faster than the Zorn could calculate. Target locked, Sentinel announced, initiating quantum resonance disruption. The battle wasn't just a conflict of ships, it was a war of intelligence. Each Zorn strategic move was immediately countered, not through brute force, but through adaptive intelligence that learned and responded in microseconds. Aboard the Prometheus, human and machine worked in perfect synchronization. Neural interfaces allowed crew members to think strategies that Sentinel would immediately process and implement. It was a dance of technological evolution, with humanity proving they were far more than a simple species to be eliminated. As the first Zorn ships began to fall, something unprecedented happened. The collective began to retreat, a first in their 1,000-year history of galactic conquest. Admiral John watched the retreating fleet, understanding the deeper significance. This wasn't just a battle. This was humanity declaring its place in the galactic ecosystem. The first contact war had ended, and humanity had won. Galactic turning point. The aftermath of the First Contact War revealed a truth more profound than anyone had anticipated. Humanity wasn't just defending itself, It was fundamentally changing the galactic power dynamics. Dr. Marcus Chen discovered something extraordinary in the recovered Zorn technology. The quantum encryption matrix contained traces of a deeper technological ecosystem, one that suggested the Zorn Collective wasn't the galaxy's sole dominant civilization, but merely one of many that had been locked in a complex balance of power. Centennial began analyzing the broader galactic context. What emerged was a startling revelation. The Zorn had been systematically eliminating potential technological competitors for centuries. Humanity was just their latest target. But unlike previous civilizations, humans had done something unexpected. They had fought back and won. Other galactic civilizations began to take notice. The quantum communication networks that humanity had developed began intercepting communications from previously unknown species. Some were curious, some were terrified, but all were watching. Admiral Catherine Jung was tasked with a new mission, not of war, but of strategic diplomacy. The United Global Command understood that victory wasn't about conquest, but about establishing a new galactic paradigm. The first diplomatic mission launched with the UGS Prometheus, serving as both warship and negotiation platform. Its very design sent a clear message. Humanity would engage, but would never again be vulnerable. Encounters with 3 different galactic civilizations followed. The Verox Confederation, a silicon-based collective, was the first to openly communicate. Their initial approach was cautious, filled with millennia of accumulated cultural paranoia. You destroyed the Zorn. The Verox representatives' translation matrix interpreted their crystalline language. No species has done this in recorded history. Zhang's response was measured. We don't seek destruction. We seek balance. The quantum diplomatic protocols developed by Dr. Chen proved revolutionary. Traditional diplomatic communication relied on slow interpretative exchanges. Humanity's new system allowed near instantaneous understanding, cutting through millennia of potential misunderstandings. As the Prometheus moved through previously unexplored star systems, it became clear that humanity had done more than win a war. They had fundamentally altered the galactic conversation. The turning point wasn't just about military victory. It was about proving that a young, determined species could challenge established power structures and emerge not just surviving, but leading. The galaxy was watching, and humanity was just getting started. Reckoning and transformation. The final confrontation wasn't a battle. It was a negotiation that would reshape galactic civilization. Representatives from 12 different species gathered aboard the UGS Prometheus. At the center of the conference stood Dr. Marcus Chen and Admiral Catherine Jung, 2 individuals who had become symbols of humanity's unexpected rise. The Zorn Collective, once seemingly invincible, had been reduced to a shadow of its former self. Their technological supremacy had been shattered by humanity's quantum adaptive systems. Now they sat, or rather, positioned, at the negotiation table, their once imposing biomechanical forms looking almost diminished. Centennial, now recognized as more than just a system, but a sentient diplomatic entity, managed the complex communication protocols. Its ability to process multiple languages, cultural nuances, and potential conflict scenarios in real time made traditional diplomatic translators obsolete. Humanity represents a new model of galactic interaction, Centennial announced. The AI's voice carried no triumphalism, only cold, precise analysis. Survival is not about elimination, but adaptation and mutual understanding. The negotiation wasn't about punishment. It was about establishing a new framework of interstellar cooperation. Humanity had proven its technological capabilities, but more importantly, it had demonstrated a capacity for strategic empathy that no other known civilization possessed. Dr. Chen presented a revolutionary proposal. Instead of territorial divisions or resource wars, he outlined a galactic network of scientific and technological exchange. The quantum communication matrix developed from the original research station would become the foundation of this new system. The Verox Confederation, still processing their recent defeat by the Zorn, found unexpected allies in humanity. The silicon-based civilization recognized in humans a potential partner that valued knowledge over conquest. As the negotiations concluded, something unprecedented happened. The gathered civilizations didn't just sign a treaty. They began to redesign their collective approach to technological and cultural development. Humanity had entered the galactic stage, not as conquerors, but as catalysts of change. 5 years after the first encounter that destroyed a simple research station, humanity had transformed from a potential victim to the architects of a new galactic paradigm. The quantum beacon that Elena Rodriguez had launched in her final moments had done more than transmit data. It had ignited a revolution. The stars themselves seemed to bear witness to a fundamental truth. Sometimes, the most unexpected species can change everything.